Welcome back, everybody. Today we're talking Kalemne, Disciple of Iroas, and my giant deck. It is one of these decks that is just big, beefy, high cost creatures. This deck's a lot of like mana rocks. It's a lot of playing slow, being patient, letting things develop, and then just getting out a huge creature all at one time. So without further ado, let's hop into my top 10 cards in the deck right now. There are a few repeats from last time, but I've tried to keep them to a minimum, and they'll be mostly here at the start of the video. So let's get into it. At number 10, we have Josela, Blade of Gold Knight. I'm pretty sure I've had this in my last video as well, but going over it again, the source would deal damage to an opponent or permanent opponent controls. That source deals double that damage to a player or permanent instead. Source deals damage to you or permanent control, prevent half that damage, rounded up. 5/5, flying, first strike. Big beefy creature, 7-drop. We want things that are five or over for the experience counters for Kalemne. So Josela's perfect. She makes everything do double damage. So that's why she's in here. I'm pretty sure she's in my last video. That's why I'm going to keep this one short for her. At number 9, I have Avacyn, Angel of Hope. I'm pretty sure Avacyn was also in the last video for Kalemne. So that's why she's at number 9 this time. I think she was at number maybe 1 through 3, the previous one. But it's 5 and 3 white, legendary creature, angel, flying vigilance. Avacyn, Angel of Hope, and other permanents control are indestructible. That's important because people see big beefy creatures and they like to board wipe them. So we want to keep them around. Also, we have Bulwark Giant here, which board wipes everything that's a non-giant. Avacyn protects against that, so that's why we have her out. That's why she's in this deck. Big beefy creature, 8/8, gives indestructible. We love to see it. Number 8, another Avacyn, Guardian Angel. So we have a few different versions of Avacyn in this deck. This is a 5-drop, 3 and 2 white, flying vigilance, 1 and a white, prevent all damage to be dealt to another target creature this turn by sources of the color of your choice. And then 5 and 2 white, prevent all damage that would be dealt to target player this turn by sources of the color of your choice. It's a 5/4 and gives on-field protection, has vigilance, it's a flyer, and it costs 5 or more. We really just have big angels in here, plus big giants. So we knocked out most of the angels here early so that we can get into some big giants over here. At number 7 is Chaos Warp. So Chaos Warp was already originally in the deck. I just updated the card art, and I just want to highlight this card art because this is sick. It's the Strixhaven Mystical Archive art for Chaos Warp. Y'all know what it does. You see this in pretty much every red deck nowadays. You get to remove a permanent, shuffle into the deck, player the permanent, reveals the card on top of the deck. If it's a permanent, it goes into the field. Not, well, it just goes away. So Chaos Warp, great. We love it. It's great little like removal, and it's going to tie in later to our video with our number 1 card because y'all are going to see what it is and how a player in a game earlier this week got rid of it. So here we go at number 6. Yeah, 6. Etali Primal Storm, another big body. That's a 6-drop. We want things that are more than 6. Well, more than 5. So 6 is perfect. Well, there's 5 or more. So, legendary creature, Elder Dinosaur. Whenever Etali Primal Storm attacks, exile top card of each player's library. Then you may cast any number of non-land cards exile this way without paying their mana cost. So, a 6/6 that exiles cards. And this isn't even a huge threat in this deck because you have a bunch of other giant angels that are doing crazy things. So when you see a 6/6 dinosaur, you're kind of like, maybe we don't have to worry about that. And then you start just stealing people's things from the top of their decks. So this is a fun card to use. You see it in a lot of red decks nowadays. It's just fun. At number 5, now we're getting into our newer things that we've added into the deck to kind of, help us out a bit. So at number 5, we have Bulwark Giant. It's a 5 and 1 white, so 6 mana cost giant. Giant soldiers a 3/6. When Bulwark Giant is battlefield, you gain 5 life. Simple card. This is in the deck because we tend in this deck to be very slow, to not have any creatures out to block. So this kind of gives us back a bit of life. It's kind of expensive, but being a giant, it gives the experience counter. It goes with the theme of the deck. It gives us 5 life. It's pretty much what we needed from it. So this is important to be a little like fodder card. If it dies, it dies. If we can bring it back, we gain more life. But for the most part, it's just to gain us life and to kind of be a big blocker there that people don't want to swing into. At number 4, we have from Strixhaven, Blade Historian. So this card is one of the few things that isn't on theme of the deck, but being red and white, to 4-drop a human cleric creature. Attack creature you control have double strike. So it's a 2/3 with double strike, and it gives double strike to attacking creatures that I control. So when you have Josela out, or Avacyn out, or Tali out, you get double triggers on the Tali, because it's when a Tali Primal Storm attacks, so he does attack twice with double strike. Avacyn, I mean, when you get a 16 in the air, essentially, from Avacyn, it's insane. And then when that damage is potentially doubled as well, you could end up doing 32 damage from one creature. Even if it's Kalemne, like, there's just so much the Blade Historian does to this deck. Because a lot of the Giants, they're big and they're beefy, but most people can just chump block them. But when they have double strike, and then they're doing double damage, and then there's other things that give trample in the deck as well, I think this just fits in perfectly with the deck. It fits the colors. It fits the, we want to attack all out with our big beefy Giants. So that's why it's in here. It's a really fun card that makes it kind of a fun play. This deck is really just a fun deck for me. I don't expect to win a lot with this deck, but it's a great one to play with because you tend to enjoy yourself and have different interactions. At number 3 is Oathsworn Giant. So for 4 and 2 white, you have a creature giant soldier with vigilance. Other creatures you control get +0/+2 and have vigilance. So vigilance is important. We want to be able to attack with our giants. We want to be able to keep them up to defend as well. A +0/+2 gives them a beefier defense, beefier toughness. So that's very important as well. And then it itself has vigilance as well. It's a 3/4. It's a 6-drop. It's a big giant soldier. That's what we want. We like giants here around here. So that's number 3. At number 2 is Angel Avison. So for 3 and 2 white, once again hits the 5 mana cost or more. Legendary creature angel. Has flash. It's flying vigilance. When Archangel Avison enters the battlefield, creatures you control get an indestructible end of turn. When a non-angel creature you control dies, transform Archangel Avison at the beginning of the next upkeep. So the non-angel is important because I wanted to run this in an angel deck, but you don't have many non-angels dying in an angel deck. So it fits perfectly with the Giants. Giants tend to get taken out a lot, and then it transforms, and it goes over here to Avacyn the Purifier. A legendary creature angel, 6/5. So this is a 4/4 transformed into a 6/5. Flying, when this creature transforms into Avacyn the Purifier, deals 3 damage to each other creature and each opponent. So that is insane because it also hits your things, but it also hits your opponents and all of their small things too. So normally your Giants won't die to this because 3 damage isn't going to kill most of these Giants that have 5, 6, 7, 8 toughness. But this is gonna kill a lot of their little things, their little mana dorks, their tokens, all their little things, and it's gonna hit each of them for 3 damage as well. But if you have out our number 10 card, Josela, Blade of Gold Knight, then it does 6 instead because it doubles the damage it deals, but only to an opponent or a permanent opponent control, so it doesn't double the damage to your own things. So that's great as well. Avacyn the Purifier. Also, I mean, just this flavor text. Wings that once bore hope are now stained with blood. She is our guardian no longer. Gret Cathar Apostate. So yeah, really fun card. It's a good thing to get out there when they want to kill your Giants. You have Avacyn out. Yeah, not a chance there, pals. So really fun. I really enjoy using Avacyn cards. Honestly, she's probably my favorite creature in Magic the Gathering. So that's why I have 3 of her in this deck. And at number 1, my favorite card that I picked up recently, Bear the Heavens. So for 7 and 1 red, you get a giant creature to 10/10. When Bear the Heavens dies, destroy all permanents at the beginning of the next end step. So everything dies, essentially, with Bear out. To hold the heavens and the earth is no curse, but a titanic responsibility. So recently this week, I did play this giant deck, and I did get a win with it actually because of Bear the Heavens. So he was out on the field on turn 4. I had 3 mana rocks out early. I had 4 lands out early. I was able to play him turn 4, and he essentially just kind of loomed over the field because no one wanted to board wipe, no one wanted to get rid of him because it would essentially reset the game. But what's so great about this card is that if you have 8 mana to cast him, that means you most likely also have 8 mana to cast Avacyn, which gives indestructible. You also most likely have different things out that can help protect you and your things. So Avacyn, I mean, it's Avacyn and other permanent controls. So that means all your lands too are protected by Avacyn, your artifacts are protected by Avacyn. So if Bear Devin somehow does die, which, I mean, you could kind of like nuke him yourself, essentially. But yeah, so he kind of just held the table hostage. No one wanted to board wipe. So everyone had huge boards out. And this guy was out. And it's like, if you kill him, then you reset the entire game. So it was a fun game. And he was out so early to where you kind of just like, okay, like we're going to go the rest of this game without anything getting kind of taken out by like mass removal. Plus, he's a 10/10 that just does a ton of damage. He's most likely going to get through. Or if they chump block, it's only going to be 1 or 2 things. Because they're not going to want to kill him. And it's just a different challenge in a commander game that I feel are very stale. And you see a lot of the same staples in decks. So, me playing this, I got a lot of oohs and ahs in my pod this week from it. So, it was a really fun play. It was a really fun card to add. Changes up the game. And it definitely has an effect on the table. That's fun. It's an on-board, just board wipe that resets the game. So, if you don't want to get reset, then let's play with this 10/10 on the board the entire time. So, really fun card. I really enjoy using it. It was a great time having them out. So yeah, going over our card list one more time. Starting from number 10, we have Josela, Blade of Gold Knight, Avacyn, Angel of Hope, Avacyn, Guardian Angel, Chaos Warp, Itali, Primal Storm, Bulwark Giant, Blade Historian, Oathsworn Giant, Archangel Avacyn, and the flip side, Avacyn the Purifier. And then Bear of the Heavens. So, 10 great cards. That's a lot of fun. This is a really expensive mana cost hand right here. Not very many things that are cheap. Cheapest is Chaos Warp at 3, Blade Historian at 4. The rest of them are all at least 5, most over 6 though. So, it's a very fun deck to play. It's a very different deck to play. It challenges you in ways you don't expect to be challenged. Because you have to play so defensive without having things out. So it's a lot of politics like, hey, like, don't hit me. Let me get set up. And, you know, we can kind of help each other out, like, moving forward. So, yeah. Kalemne's a very fun commander to play. I always enjoy playing her. The double strike is deadly. Especially when you start getting these +1/+1 counters on her. When she starts hitting for, 10 commander damage a turn. You can start kind of two-shotting people. So, really fun deck, really fun card. I really enjoy playing this deck. It's honestly, I didn't expect it to be one of my favorites like this. So with that being said, y'all have a nice day. Let me know if you have any other giants that I should look to add. Decklist for this should also be out on moxfield by the time this posts as well. So I'll link that in the pinned comment below or in the description. So yeah, just let me know what y'all think. This is a really fun deck. A lot of high cost stuff. So if y'all have any high cost red or white creature spells, let me know. Send them to me. Drop them in the comments down below. With that being said, drop a comment, leave a like, subscribe if you aren't subscribed. This is freddyinferno. Once again, have a great day. I'll catch y'all on the next one. See ya.